Welcome back to yet another exciting episode of The Blue, where we get to ignite your blue, but also where blue is more than just a color. Blue becomes a mindset here. It becomes an attitude. It becomes a lifestyle. It's progress. It's you being fearless. We get to sit down with an outstanding gentleman, a stand-up comedian, a global moderator, a man who's a blessing to the universe and also a blessing to your ears if you tune to one of your favorite radio stations. Uncle Mac.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Something you missed to say.
What is that? A husband, a brother, somebody's son, an ex to somebody.
That's extreme.
I like the ex and extreme.
Yeah,
that's excellent.
A boy from Smack.
A boy from Smack?
Yes, St. Mary's College, Kamwenje.
Ah!
Very important.
I almost thought Kisubi. A boy from Kamwenje.
It's just a branch.
Yo, how does a boy from Kamwenje believe that they can become a global moderator?
Well, allow me start with thanking you for that interesting question. But most importantly, I think it's how big you envision things, your things to be.
Yeah.
And which kind of people you are willing to work with.
Yes.
It's very important. Because some of us we are living testimonies.
Yes.
Until you grew up and all you had was your kidney,
yes,
a liver and a heart. God gave me the grace. We moved from Kamwenje, and we were the people believing in our Father's vision.
Yes.
And we settled in Kampala. But you know, Kampala has stages, let me tell you.
Yes.
Not everyone who is in Kampala is in Kampala.
Yeah.
There's Kampala. There's Kampala.
Kampala A and Kampala B.
Now, we were in Kampala in a place called Katwe. Have you heard of Katwe?
Yes. Where they make metals and all these things.
Absolutely. Now, that's Upper Katwe.
There's also another Katwe.
Absolutely.
Katwe.
I thank you, please.
Yes.
There's a downtown Katwe. Remember, Katwe is already in downtown. And you know, even in the city, there is what they call a slum, there's what they call a ghetto.
Yes.
Now, Katwe tried to bring those two things together. It was a ghetto and a slum at the same time.
Nice.
And I'm talking about those places where if your neighbor wakes up in the morning and they open a window before you don't open. That's how close the houses were.
Wow.
Katwe was a serious area. That, you know, those places where on the ghetto part, police stations used to close at 6 p.m. because of insecurity.
I hear you.
You go to the police station to register your case, they tell you Jankumacha.
Yeah. Now
by 7 p.m. they are closed. But this is probably an army officer telling you that. And on the security bit of it, the place where you just pass by a market center and you don't have stocks, your stockings are missing, and well, without putting off your shoes.
Crazy.
That was, the safety in Katwe was on a slightly bigger level. So that was the Katwe that I'm talking about. Now, I learned to move with the trends.
Yeah.
I am glad that as a young man, I knew where I was coming from. It's very important. And the more you associate with the people, as I told you, the people you're willing to move with,
yes,
very important. I would see, man, I would tell, hey, I had an eye to identify who is coming from a good background.
Yes.
But of course, there were a few in school, because after going to Katwe schools, you would have like one person from a very wealthy family. And they've also brought her or him to that school to punish.
As a punishment.
To punish them. And for us, you were in that school on bursary.
Crazy.
Because you are probably a very good performer or something. And after senior 6, that's when some of my dreams changed. You notice that you have a mantle behind you, and whatever you've gone through, you don't want your kids to go through, or you don't want whoever is going to see you. You just want whoever is going to see you in 10 years, 20 years from that time to believe that the change can happen. Yeah, change can happen. When I see myself, I see a dream. Yeah, I see a dream. I never thought that I would be trusted. How some companies that give us work, by the way, take a risk. Some of us are trusted and we feel like, what a risk.
Yeah.
These guys are risk takers.
Shout out to Stanbic Bank.
Yeah. I'm like, Stanbic, are you sure you want to take this shot? And they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
So it is, and it's beautiful to see brands trusting you with work, with associations, with content. But that does not come, because a brand comes if you have something to give.
Yes.
And something to give, not to give everyone, to give to what the vision they carry, to give that, but the vision they carry. So many brands carry different visions. And so that's why so many brands find different people to work with, different influencers. So if you can tell their story your way, then yeah, you're able to move with them.
Yes.
So I was glad that as I grew, I saw it coming. I wanted to be a certain way. I would come from Katwe, but you couldn't tell that my shoes were coming from Katwe.
Oh.
Reach the gate, clean them.
Clean it up.
And yeah,
Show
they're going to
up
cane you
like,
for late coming, but yeah. Just come. Just keep coming.
Such a king from Katwe. You make me then want to ask, how has that lifestyle, in Katwe shift the lifestyle that you're living today?
It's interesting that we keep moving because of people. Someone who you studied with in Katwe, right now, most of my hobbies, one of the things, by the way, that saved me to last long in Katwe and saved my whole family was because I studied with people that turned a little bit. And if you're walking at night, there's that gang of people that rotate around you.
Yeah.
And if they rotate around you, 15 of them are hobbies.
Crazy.
So, and that saved some of us. But through that, yes, we understand that some lives were lost, but people were transformed because of seeing you on TV.
Yes.
My family understood that I am actually a good comedian after about 2 years. Because there was nothing funny while growing up.
Yeah.
So what are you telling people? So they would also look at, hear people say, hey, Mark is, by the way, doing comedy at the university that side, and they're like, where is he getting these jokes? Because his life is full of misery.
Yes, full of pain. How are you making people laugh at the pain?
But they didn't know that we sold laughter and joy, because at the back of my mind, I knew there was someone also going through the same chapter of life. Yes. And I wanted to sell to them that, hey, actually, this is where I came from, but you get some time and smile. Yeah, you can smile once in a while. You have a hidden treasure that you can open up to the people, reveal, and be that flying guy.
Yeah.
So people heal people are transformed by people. Some people saw me on TV and they got transformed, while others spoke to me on how they saw me on TV, and I kept on pushing further.
Yeah.
So people see you progress and they're like, man, we love the journey. We've seen you grow from this place to this place. We remember you in Katwe United, Katwe Primary. Just imagine those schools.
Crazy.
And and people are saying, keep going. Now that keeps you going. I kept on wondering where all the guys I started with. The first person I saw when I went to Makerere, my OB, I said, man, I'm glad we are two in Makerere. He said, no, I'm actually also passing through. I'm going to Chukumi. It still made me the only one from my school to be at that great hill. And now a number of people are there from the schools that we went to. Exactly.
It's possible.
They saw that things are possible.
It can be done.
And families have been transformed. And it's now a beautiful move.
Nice.
We also thank God that our parents have also transformed over time. The first time my parents heard that I was doing comedy, they brought my uncles to pray for me.
You're not serious.
To pray to lay hands.
With everything we've gone through.
Yeah.
You want to make a life out of this.
And you're playing.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going on stage to make
you're
people
just
laugh.
joking around.
Joking around. So, and after they called me to all these family meetings and stuff, I later continued. I said, let me push on. So this brings me to a conclusion. No one is ready to believe in your dream. It's your dream. It's you who sleeps and dreams.
Yeah.
And you expect us to believe in your dream unless you open up and you're ready to bring the dream to life. We won't be able to dream to believe in your dream because we can't see it. So dream, bring it to life. When we are able to see it, we will believe in your
I mean, Uncle Mark.
Yeah.
Let's get this straight, right?
Yeah.
You are a stand-up comedian.
Right.
An award-winning stand-up comedian.
Right.
Before you were that, I remember back in the day, I think it was the comic where you were the runners-up.
Yes.
And right now, you're into the world of communication and
Yes.
public relations in a way.
Yes.
When weddings are happening, people
Yeah.
are looking out for your name.
Yeah.
They want this guy to be there.
Yeah.
The people who wake up in the morning, they listen to your voice on radio.
Yeah.
And now you have a ring on your finger. You're a happily married man. Somebody would say, this is it. This is the ultimate goal for me. I want to know, is this it for you?
Well, it's part of the process. It's I can't say it's that this is it for me.
Yes.
Because I'm probably about 15% of where I want to be. But if the world itself changes, then who are you not to grow?
All right.
We've seen people who have served positions for about 20 years, 10 years, and we are all seasoned a particular way.
All right.
I believe that if a particular season comes and you fail to shift with it, then it may be a little bit hard for you to wait for a certain circle to come back again to pick you. Because you see, each generation has probably leaders, each generation has people that are presenting it, each generation has particular. So if we've seen people, and this I won't mention names,
Yes.
but you also understand that on a global scene, in the movie industry, in the music industry, we can attest to the fact that talents have moved with generations. There are artists that used to be but right now it's very hard to host 100 people with them.
Yes.
So I think each we should focus and have our vision scaled up a little bit. That in each step of life that comes, as long as you can jump on what aligns with your career, the better.
Yeah.
I knew that from a stand-up comedian. I used to do stand-up 100% about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
And
You evolved
I evolved
into events MC.
into events MC, where now I blend the stand-up.
Yes.
Now I evolved into now the communications world,
Yes.
where I don't involve stand-up, but I make messages lighter
Yes.
for people to understand. Because we know that in Uganda, people no longer want serious things. Yeah, so make messages a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
And I also, through the path, I learned that I write scripts, a few things that can probably be sold, but also that I can blend in my communications world for people to take the message and remember it. Some of us, you don't even remember the sermon they preached last Sunday.
What are you talking about?
But you remember, but you remember the advert you saw.
Yes.
5 years ago.
True.
So I think evolving with the world's one, and I must say that that the world will always tell. The people will always tell, and people are watching.
Yeah.
They always tell that this is the 15% of you, this is the 10%, this is the 20%, and when you are at your 100%, you may not go past that.
Yes.
So you will probably have to pass on the ball to someone else.
Yeah.
The hardest, and which is also the hardest stage, to know who is coming after you. I mean, so many people are coming, so many content creators are coming.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why some agencies, companies, organizations
You'll always
still
look
use
for your signature.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's not that there are no young people. There are young people, but probably the excitement is a little bit not handled very well, or you're not an asset yet. You have the talent, but you have nothing to give.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Interesting listening to Uncle Mark right there. Very powerful, very polished, very professional. And I've seen you walk this journey from that boy from Kamwenje with just a belief.
Yeah.
And how your lifestyle has changed. And even as we talk about your ultimate goal, we can see that there is a vision where you want to go.
Yeah.
But what has made you who you are, just like we talked about people that are talented, but there's not yet value in terms of them going out there and killing it.
Yes.
In terms of expression, that's where you stand out. From a stand-up comedian perspective,
Yes.
a global moderator, radio presenter, an actor, content creator, we see that you've been able to express yourself excellently. Yeah. How would you say the fact that you have the power to express yourself changed your life, but also your progression in your career?
One, I'll start this way. I've always told people that in whatever you do, just understand that God is not stupid to have made only you. There is a reason why we always see a big artist every after 10 years. But we used to have mega artists that, fill up probably Nambola, and you say, wow, now we have people that fill up millions of theaters.
Yes.
So how you see things matters. How you envision yourself matters. You can't, honestly speaking, you can't be doing the same thing for 10 years, 15 years. It shows you, yes, there's a bit of experience gained in there.
Yeah.
But if you're a staff, let me say normal general staff, you are a data analyst, and after 10 years, probably you have to be a manager, managing other data analysts.
Yes.
And after that, you probably have to have a company that manages data. And so still in the same field, but there's
you're progressing.
Yes, there's a path that shows growth.
Yes.
So to me, I think what keeps me moving is how far I look at things. There are moments where stand-up comedy used to be a thing in this country.
Yes.
And we have to understand that eras change. People will need stand-up comedians that can do something else.
Yeah.
Not every stand-up comedian is a good MC. I've worked with many of them that will call up an event at midnight, end at midnight, because probably they spend 2 hours of doing comedy. And they may not understand that if you're celebrating, let me say, a couple, you're not the main celebrant. You actually have no right
to come and steal the show, so to speak.
Yes, to shine.
Yeah.
You have to do whatever you do in their favor and to celebrate. Let people appreciate that, well, you're a good moderator, MC, stroke, speaker, whatever you're doing on that day.
Yeah.
So the ability to blend keeps you relevant. That's why every time these car brands release a car, you'll find something different in the same car.
Yeah.
You find every time someone probably makes a cloth, you'll find something different. 100% polyester. This one is so the ability to, you might keep the same product, but blend it.
Just like phones, man.
And be able to sell.
Yes.
But not the 16. So
I hear you.
I'm only saying that, yes, you are an artist, you're a comedian, you're a public speaker, you're a musician. Then find a way to blend it. Find a way to be relevant in every era that comes. Relevant, messages or arts or anything that you could grab in that era keeps you going.
Nice.
So that has been me, and I believe that the future is so bright. We're still moving on.
Fantastic. I wish I would say the same when it comes to Man United, because its coach that I love so much, Eric Ten Hag, said, eras come to an end.
Yeah.
Well, even podcasts come to an end. But before we come to an end, Uncle Mark, I know there's so many boys and so many girls from Kamwenje.
Yeah.
They would like to ignite their blue just like yourself.
Yeah.
They'd like to be able to welcome the protocol in the way that you do, probably dress nicely like you do, have a fresher cut, be able to speak.
You've seen me late.
Be able to speak to an audience filled with the movers and shakers of this country.
Right.
What can that little boy from Kamwenje, what can that little girl from Kamwenje do to ignite their belief, to pretty much shape their lifestyle, to have that goal that ultimately changes their life forever, but also to have the power and the vision to be very expressive, unapologetically, but also be able to put food to the table?
One. We used to have a famous saying back in the days. People, someone can bring you from the village, but they can't
remove the village from you.
Remove the village from you.
Yes.
What that means to me now is that I can do everything for you, but if you can't help yourself, there are powers above me.
Yeah.
And there's a power you have to transform yourself. And the errors of people blaming their parents, they are what should stop.
My parents didn't go to the bush, and that's why I'm the way.
That's why.
You carry your father's
For you, where have you gone?
Yes.
Okay, for them, they didn't go to the bush. Okay, go to the mall at least. Go to the mall, help yourself.
Yeah.
So, one, there are so many avenues where we can invest ourselves, where we can put our skill, where we can do this. The internet is so clear that we are in an era where Tuina Chakwekwasa, let me even speak it in Uganda.
You can do it by the in Luchiga as well.
Luchiga is heavy, it will consume that. So we are in an era where you have no Kwekwasa. How do they say Kwekwasa in English?
You have excuse whatsoever.
You have no excuse whatsoever. But you have no excuse. We are in those days where opportunity is everywhere. The problem we have is we look at opportunity as, I don't have connections to the embassy, I don't have connections to the ministry.
Yeah.
The best connection you have is yourself. The 1 follower, 2 followers, 3 followers, 10 followers, 100 followers, 1,000 followers you have, those are people that believe in you.
Yeah.
So if you're able to influence those people, then you can grow to more.
Yeah.
So you probably, if you're an influencer, if you're able to find yourself in that angle. However, I also believe that there is a power above powers.
Right.
In whatever religion, whatever belief you're in, whatever
mindset,
thank you, whatever book you're reading, never assume you're the god of yourself. Get knowledge somewhere, never to believe in a certain power that is above you. Let it be a court, let it be a religion, let it be anything. As long as you subscribe to something, I believe that it also helps you to grow.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure speaking to Uncle Mark again. He's a celebrated communicator, global moderator, comedian, actor, radio host, a boy from Kamwenje.
Absolutely.
Kamwenje.
Right.
What does Kamwenje mean?
The name is heavy. Kamwenje means people who have a personal relationship with the bottle. But anyway, I don't know whoever named it, but we are trying to transform.
Well, let me tell you what blue means. Blue means belief, lifestyle, ultimate expression. And here we say that blue is more than just a color. Uncle Mike has been able to ignite his blue, and now it's time for you to ignite your blue. Now, before we let the people know that you have to leave, right? It's important for you to leave them with your social media handles. Where can they be able to follow up with everything that you're doing?
One, Uncle Mark UG, Uganda, across, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and mobile money. So across all platforms. Across all platforms.
Uncle Mark. Well, for us, you will get us here every single day. All you have to do to be a part of this conversation is as simple as you using the hashtag Ignite Your Blue. Till next time, goodbye.